Hello and welcome to the Play World Cup. My name is James.
And I'm Jason. And
we are bringing you StarCraft action from week 6, the first week of the playoffs in the Play World Cup. And right now we are looking at Zeroseven versus 2K Australia team number 2. Down the bottom here on the left-hand side, playing as the Orange Terran, we have Archanian. And representing Zeroseven along with Archanian, we have the red Protoss Flomad.
And their opponents this game are indeed 2K Australia Team 2. Up the top of the map, we have FSExcel playing as the blue Zerg, and his teammate will be FSNeiloGD playing as the teal Terran. And this is map 2. No, this is game 2. Map Lunar Colony 5.
Or V.
Or V, whatever you have.
We don't know. We just can't. We can't know.
That whole V for Vendetta story would have been much worse, I think, if it was called 5 for Vendetta. Just wouldn't have had quite the punchy title that it deserved.
Yeah, I think what's the Australian guy's name who was Agent Smith?
Yeah, that guy.
Hugo
Weaving.
Hugo Weaving. Yes, he would have just spent that movie running around being confused.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have been vendettaing anything.
No, he would have been like, I don't know, tagging on walls, just because he did that a lot anyway, I suppose. But he would have just been writing the number 5.
Yeah, he would have just been 5-dettering instead of vendettaring.
Like, what's the significance of this? And it's like, I don't
know. You tell me.
5 for Vendetta. You tell me not to write 5 on things. I'm just going to do it. You can't stop me.
What a great movie.
Yeah, I'd watch it.
Totally. By the way, it is the 2nd of April 2013 at the moment, and if you have played a game of StarCraft 2 in the last 24 hours, something hilarious is happening.
I think it's over.
It is over? Oh,
yeah.
Man.
Done and dusted.
See, I was actually wondering, like, the stars were aligning that we may possibly be casting games either yesterday or today, and Blizzard took the opportunity to replace every harvesting unit in the game with Warhounds.
Yeah.
Now, Warhounds were a unit that they took out of the Terran army just before the release of Heart of the Swarm, because they were too damn powerful.
Well, and pretty much because Terran always has to get nerfed, because, like, you know, Blizzard hates Terran or something.
Get out of my face. Get right out of my face.
Latest patch notes. Better nerf the bunker. Why? Don't know. Just do it. Listen, Jenkins.
This was meant to be Zerg's expansion to shine. We were meant to get depth, damn it. Depth. And what happened? Infesta nerf.
Yeah, and those stupid things that burrow. I don't even know what they're called, but I hate them.
What? What are you talking about?
You know, there's that unit. It's like a siege unit, and it burrows, and it's like a broodlord, but for the ground.
Oh, you're talking about swarm hosts.
Yeah, I hate it.
I'm sorry, I thought you were talking about the unit that you guys got, which burrows and kills everything. The spider mine.
No, that is also the swarm host.
That is like a swarm host, but it has missiles instead of units, so it's better.
Yeah,
anyway,
all the units are pretty good.
I don't know, man. What do we get? We got an Infesta nerf. We got Vipers, which are arguably pretty good. I have been having a pretty good time with Vipers. We got a Ultralisk buff, and we got faster Hydralisks. So now, instead of having to wait a really long time for your Hydralisk to get mashed into 1,000 pieces by everything else in the game, it happens relatively quickly.
Oh, that's what you want.
Definitely.
Quick game's a good game, as the old adage goes.
Don't want to be waiting around hours for that shit to happen. You want it to happen instantly, so your dreams and hopes and aspirations can be crushed in a convenient manner.
Yeah, so that you can, you know, get on with the next game and have your dreams and aspirations and hopes crushed again.
Exactly.
And again.
Can't be, you know, you don't want that roller coaster up and down.
No. Just all down.
All down. Alright, in the game now we've got some XL Zerglings running the conga line down to the watchtower on the left-hand side. We've also got the lone Marine about to run into his untimely death. Oh, and he's dead.
Never had a chance.
Truly, he was the Starship Troopers guy that in the very first like minute of that battle just got a giant claw through his face.
I was thinking of the Max Payne map. Yes, it is.
This is the Max Payne map.
This is the Max Payne map. No, I thought you were talking about Starship Troopers guy. I thought you were talking about the main character, old Jory McJaw.
Jawsome.
Jaw.
He's only famous for that movie, I believe. I don't think I've ever seen him in another movie.
Nope, I don't know his name. I don't know the character name or the actor's name.
His name is like similar to Van Damme. It's like Van Demon or Van Dongle or Van Swogglehorn. Something. But damn, that movie is good.
It is good. I haven't rewatched it though in a long time, so I don't know whether it's one of those ones that you just shouldn't. Lest you ruin your childhood.
Well, it's one of those ones where you think the CG would have been really crappy because it was made in that era of the 90s where everyone was using CG heaps, but it still kind of looked like shit.
Yep.
But it actually stands up because I think a lot of the time they used real like animatronics and stuff instead of CG.
Very nice. Yep.
So yeah, it's actually pretty good. The second one, there are 3 movies in the Starship Troopers saga. The second one is so bad. It is awful. It is so bad. They had 0 budget, and so essentially it is, instead of like, what's the best thing about Starship Troopers, you know, in terms of the opponents that humanity faces?
The shooting and the aliens and the dying.
Yeah. And the fact that, like, it's swarms of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like, the humans are, like, bunkered down in a, you know, a base somewhere or some godforsaken outpost, and there's just, like, waves and waves and waves of bugs coming for them.
Just a typical Terran vs. Zerg scenario. Continue.
Exactly. Now, in movie number 2, there's just one bug.
What?
They're inside a single outpost, and there's like one bug that parasitically infests people and turns them into killers.
I think I have seen that. And there's like some chick, and she's like all seducey, and then gets people when she gets naked.
Gets all seducey and then all murdery.
Typical Starship Troopers. And Archanian running the troops through the bunker there, trying to get into the mineral line, but regrettably met by quite a large force.
Yeah, that did not pan out exactly. I think maybe he was going to go just for like some quick SCV kills there, but this force by FSNeiloGD and even a few troops here from XL as well, just cleaning up very quickly and easily. But hang on a second, hold that.
Check these expansions.
Yeah, twin expansions going up from opposing teams, separated by a single line of bushes here.
It's a very small forest.
This is incredibly interesting. I wonder if either of these are going to discover.
Yeah,
why did Archanian go up here?
Well, I'm assuming he's gone up there as like a secret expansion to make them think that he hasn't expanded.
Yeah.
I guess. So it's it could pay off if it's never scouted, but the fact that it's so close to Neil's expansion makes me think he's not going to get away with it for too long. But you know what? It very well could. He could get away with this.
Yeah, he could. If it remains undetected like it is now, it could do very, very well. Oh boy. Archanian has some troops here under threat. There are banelings sort of quickly scuttling away here, but I wonder if they could have actually made a good couple of hits there. I guess we'll never know.
Never. And now I'm a little bit worried. Neil's entire force is going up, and it's getting scarily close to those bushes.
But he's still now he's going back, and I don't think he saw anything. Yeah, I'm just cycling through the views here. No, he has definitely not seen that.
That's amazing.
That is quite incredible, actually.
So the only problem with Archanian having that base all the way up there is if it does get hit, it's going to be basically impossible to defend, just because it's so far away from Zeroseven's main force.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. There is no way he can move his army up there. Flomad with the observer here. He's got a good scout of what's coming at the front door, but actually got a great force of his own here. This is actually going to do very well.
It's sandwiched in between the two forces, which looks like it could be what's happening, but thankfully Archanian coming up in the rear and helping out.
Yeah, looks like they're going to drive this off at the moment. They are going to have superior numbers here. So...
definitely went Zeroseven's way.
Couple of reinforcements coming up here for 2K Team 2, but as long as they don't try to drive forward into this tank, oh, big hit there.
Stem and focus fire the tank down, which is exactly what they've done, which is the correct response in that scenario, and now they'll push that attack off again.
Nice. So
Very
now
nicely.
let's take a look. Both of these bases have gone for planetary fortresses. And Mule's now descending on FSNeiloGD's base, but where to from here? Flomad seems to have a good advantage of stalkers at the moment. Are they blink stalkers? No, they are not.
Not at this time, but they are moving down, or now pulling out. Archanian, though, with the drops coming in, so I don't know whether that attack quite worked out as well for Zeroseven as their first defensive position did, just because they were separated.
Ooh, looks like a medevac went down there as well. There's a single Viking thrown into the mix, which is actually doing quite a bit of damage because it's completely unopposed in the air. A lot of these medevacs taking hits from that Viking.
And those Marauders by Neil not having the slow upgrade. If they did, those 4 Stalkers from Flomad that got to run home wouldn't have made it home. But this time they managed to make it home.
Well, huge SCV transfer here. There's about 14 SCVs transferring up to this top planetary.
And that's exactly what he needed to do. Archanian had about 30 odd SCVs mining the minerals, and he's getting very, very close to being mined out in his main. So really needs to take a 3rd expansion soon, I think.
Definitely, and I think they're going to have to use this army to do that, to be able to secure these mineral patches off to the right-hand side. They need to be able to get this army out of their face. And I think they're actually going to be able to do it here. If these Banes don't have any impact, they got taken out very, very quickly.
So there's only 1 tank still sieged, so if Zeroseven can stim forth and take that tank out as well, they will be in another commanding position, and they might even be able to push down with these forces together to get rid of Excel's natural.
Yeah, they do have to take these rocks out, and I think they're going to try and do that now, but Flomad's Stalkers do now have Blink, which they didn't have before, so he might even be able to jump down a little bit early and do some early damage here, and he will. Down he goes.
Now just need to watch out for those Zerglings. If Arcanian can quickly get in there, might be able to save the Stalkers, and a nice blink out, saving their lives.
Those rocks came down at a very fortunate time there.
Yeah, now I think this expansion from XL is definitely going down. They do not have a force here to prevent it from happening, so it is gone. And that means XL is on 1 base, whereas his teammate, however, Neil, is on 3 and looks to be taking up to battle cruisers.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
Up at the 3rd base, we see
I see an
fusion
icon here. Do you see the same icon in the production tab that I see? It's red and it's got squiggly lines and it looks like a dancing Day 9.
It is somewhat of a fusion core dance.
It is indeed a fusion core dance. So we've got 2 battle cruisers now on the way, although they're still pressuring here.
Yeah, Zeroseven pushing. Need to be careful. Neil's force is looking a little bit scary there, and yeah, the right decision made by Zeroseven to back out of that fight and regroup with their forces before pushing again.
Yeah, they've done an impressive amount of damage here, particularly to XL, who is now down to 1 base again and getting close to getting mined out, although he wasn't fully saturated on his main, so he's still got a little bit of minerals there, but his income at the moment is kind of in shambles. He's down to about 360 versus holy moly, but FSNeiloGD is more than making up for that. He's around 1500, no, 1800.
Arcanian's transferred the remainder of his drones that were back at home up to his expansion, and at the same time trying to take a 3rd, but that 1 Zergling by XL has killed the SCV and is now being just a little bit of a nuisance by delaying that command center a little bit.
There are also single trading units here. This XL expansion here by the rocks on the gold is also being under attack, and now will be taken. Flomad's little zealot there will be taken out by FSNeiloGD.
Flomad has a observer up in Neil's 3rd, where the battle cruisers and fusion core are all happening, so he is now well aware that that is a thing. But I think Stalkers should do reasonably well against battle cruisers.
I think so. This is going to be really tough to take out. There are two planetaries here. And as Matt enthusiastically exclaims, we've got cattle bruisers on the field.
Yep.
Where are they? I can click
They're
them now. Aha!
In the main force. So Zeroseven just need to team up, which they have done. And I think as a team, they should be able to do a fair amount of damage to Neil's army here.
Oh, there goes the stem. And they were caught in a slightly awkward position there.
Yeah, very much so, actually. Neil had the nice concave, but now it looks like that's a much better position for Zeroseven to be attacking in. So the Stalkers probably want to be focus firing down those battle cruisers, I assume.
Oh, that Stalker number is getting really low now, though, and those battle cruisers still almost completely full health. One is on the verge of going down now. They're going to have to retreat here. That one goes down.
Yep.
Two more on the field, though, actually, and that for a total of 3. Although, is this one now going to go down with the blink?
Looks like it should. That was a very, very nice blink. Don't tell me it's going to get away. No, there we go, going down. And
wow, and now, conveniently, there's a base right in front of them to murder as well. Ooh, one Immortal getting caught here, though, with the Zerglings on the side. Unfortunately, that's going to be taken out.
Now, these Zerglings are going to be great cannon fodder to stop the Stalkers from shooting at the battle cruisers and whittle down their numbers so that now that all the Zerglings are gone, there are not enough units left to deal with these cruisers.
No, those cruisers are looking extremely healthy. Completely full health at the moment for the both of them. They are not taking hits at all. And in fact, also the upgrades now starting to pump as well. They are 1-1 battle cruisers with no more upgrades on the way, but another 2 as well. Now 4 battle cruisers on the field, another 2 on the way. If that number gets too scary, that can be so hard to deal with.
Yeah, Archanian could switch to Vikings and try and deal with them because the Vikings outrange the battle cruisers, but it sort of requires, a decent amount of micro, and then you've also got to worry about all the Marines underneath who are shooting at the Vikings, so it can get really tough. But here we go again, so Neil is pushing forward again into Archanian's third, has enough forces there to deal with those units, and it looks like he's caught Flomad a little bit out of position, and now Flomad's joining the fight, but now I think Neil might have enough forces to deal with Flomads as well, especially with those Zerglings coming running in. Yeah,
he managed to preserve enough of his Marauders and Marines, and now Zerglings coming in as well. So these 4 battle cruisers are going to be able to just kind of wing their way by. They're all still pretty much full health, and now they're starting to also store up enough energy to use their Yamato cannons as well. So if need be, they can take out large targets. So here we go. We need to find out whether these Stalkers have enough in them to be able to take these down, and it doesn't look like they do. So much health here.
These battle cruisers, I don't even think we've really seen battle cruisers this season yet, have we?
I don't think so, no. I think this might be the first time.
And they're being used in devastating effect.
Were there SCVs underneath these things?
There were in the initial, when they first brought them down, but it looks like they died in the assault.
Yeah, now assault is definitely the right word. This is turning into a smackdown now with 6 battle cruisers. Oh no, 5. One must have gotten taken out there, but 5 in total now, absolutely dominating.
Which unfortunately looks like it's 5 too many for Zeroseven. I actually think this game seemed to be going in their favor until these battle cruisers came out. And then they just didn't quite have the units to deal with the cruisers and the ground army at the same time. The ground army would sort of eat up all of their Stalkers and Marines, so that once 2K Australia's ground army was dead, the battle cruisers remained.
Yeah, and I think 2K Team 2 did a great job of also keeping that ground cannon fodder army resupplied. There's a constant stream of stuff, and you can still see it coming down the map here. Zerglings, drones, all kinds of weird and wonderful stuff just getting chucked into the meat grinder, so these battle cruisers were not getting targeted pretty much at all.
Yep. And I do like actually that Archanian's secret second expansion is still up and running, undiscovered, nobody knows it's there. No, that's a lie. I just checked 2K's map and they do know it's there, but it looks like during the assault they've just not worried to take it out.
0 fucks given. I believe is the term you're searching for.
Something along those lines, yeah, sure.
Alright, well that looks like Zeroseven, unfortunately going down there. 2K Games, team number 2, victorious. And in fact, this was a 2-0 victory. 2K Games, team number 2, taking it out. So Zeroseven, we have to say goodbye to in these playoff stages. Great competitors though. Always a pleasure to watch those guys play. So thanks very much guys for playing. And yeah, I think we will see you next game.
Wraps it up. We'll see you then.
Cheers.